Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fabulous day so far, and I hope you are just really well, as always. I'm doing really well this week. I'm feeling really good, not as exhausted as I have been those last few weeks, so that is amazing. We're finally getting a little bit sorted, a little bit together here with the lighting. My stars are back. Life is good. So anyway, today what I wanted to talk to you about is makeup steps that I no longer do very often at all, that are no longer part of my like everyday routine. Makeup steps I used to do every single time I do my makeup, and now more and more recently I'm just not doing them anymore for one reason or another. So I wanted to share them with you and find out what you guys are skipping lately, or what you skip when you're in a rush, what you don't find necessary for every single day. So the first thing is carving my brows out. I haven't been doing this for a long time. I apply like a MAC paint pot or concealer to my eyes as my base for shadows, and I set that with a powder. I don't really carve out my brows. In fact, I do that before I do my brows. I just prefer them. I think they're a bit softer. I used to then carve out the top with using my foundation to make sure that it all matched. And again, I don't do that anymore. I kind of prefer a softer blend to my brow. Like, I find that more natural. So I no longer carve them out top or bottom of my brows, and I never did the center. But yeah, so I no longer am carving out my brows ever. The next step that I've stopped doing recently, which is a very surprising one, and I don't always skip this step, but I'm kind of playing around with it. Like, I'm doing it some days and not others, and seeing how I feel about it, and I'm liking it. And that is setting my under eye area. I know, and I know this is one of these things that lots of people don't do, and is, you know, I've seen other YouTubers, I think Samantha Ravendale doesn't, or Ravendale does not set her under eye area ever, and I've seen like Pixie Woo, I don't think she does, or both of the girls do. So yeah, I just wanted to try it out. I think it's a very popular thing with more mature women who just hate powder under their eyes. It is aging. But I guess for me, I'm kind of in that in-between stage where I'm not 20, but I'm also don't have mature skin, but I have got fine lines. So I'm kind of in that grey area between, do I want to stop creasing, or do I want to stop my under eye being aged? Because it's kind of the toss up, you know, whether you set or not is between those two things. So at the moment I'm experimenting with not setting it, and some concealers work beautifully. In fact, I prefer the Armani concealer when it isn't set. It seems to be like when I set it, it becomes too heavy and it almost creases more. I think when you don't set your under eye, if there's any creasing, you can just kind of tap it away. Whereas if you set it, it's more problematic, and you can start, you know, making a mess under there if you start smudging it about. So yeah, that's something that I found. Some concealers look better, some need setting, and sometimes if I'm going all out glam, then I 100% set it, and sometimes I even bake. I know. But recently I'm starting to try and see how I feel about not setting under there, and so far, so good. Next step is lower mascara. Now, I've done it today, but I have very often been skipping it, and that is not a step I ever used to skip. I used to every single day lower mascara, and also waterline, like a cream or a white or a, you know, a lighter nude colour waterline liner. I haven't done that step today, and quite often I don't do lower lash mascara anymore. No particular reason, just sometimes I prefer the look without, just a slightly more natural. My lower lashes are very long, and so if I put mascara on it, they are extreme. So yeah, I've just been sometimes liking it, a little bit more of a natural lower lash line. Something that has kind of slipped out of my everyday makeup routine without me even really noticing it or really meaning to stop doing it or skip it, and that is setting spray or finishing spray. So I was like an every single day Fix Plus final step. I hardly ever use it anymore. I've never really used a like setting spray, a prolonging makeup setting spray, something like the Urban Decay, you know, 24-hour, what is it called? You know, what is it called? 24/7? Something about 24s? Something, you know the one, Urban Decay, all-nighter. It was nothing to do with 24. I have hardly been setting my face at all, or like just finish it, you know, using a finishing spray. Obviously Max Fix Plus is not designed to prolong wear, it's just prolonged to sort of get rid of the powder, to soak all the product into your skin. But I am stepping up my use now going into spring of creams. Today I used a cream blush, I used Max Tint blush, and I also used the Hourglass Vanish highlighting stick. So a lot of creams on my skin today, and I just didn't feel the need for it. I think now that I've found my kind of my base products that I love, lots of creams, lots of lighter, more luminous powder products, maybe not setting my under eye area, and I just don't feel that I need to take that step anymore, because I'm just happy with how my makeup looks when it's finished, and I just don't feel like the need to spray my whole face every day anymore. And last but not least, and this is going to be probably the most shocking, the most horrifying of all of the steps, and that is highlight. I know. This is solely on a sort of school run, 10 minutes to get ready kind of a day, but I have been just really liking very glowy blushes lately, and I don't feel the need for highlight. Obviously usually if I'm doing a full beat, and I still love my highlight, don't get me wrong, I love it. I've got a lot of it on today, for example, but on a weekday when I'm going to work, or when I'm on the school run and I'm in a rush and I've not got much time, that is just something that I've doubled up with now. So I use a really glowy, luminous blush, and I keep it quite high, and it's just, it does both things. I don't need a highlight as well anymore. I don't need to highlight my chin, my nose, my inner corners, my eye, my brow arch for, you know, a day at the office or just running back and forth to school and running errands. I've just been using a glowy blush and really loving the sort of more natural highlight that it gives to like my whole cheek area, and just leaving the rest of my face naturally luminous. I always use kind of dewy foundations anyway, so you know, I have a bit of a glow going on, and I've just not felt as often as I used to that I need to highlight every area of my face. So there you have it. Those are all the steps that I have started skipping lately, that I've stopped doing every single time I do my makeup. Let me know what your steps are that you skip. Maybe you've never done them, maybe you've recently stopped doing them, maybe you've found as you get older there are things that don't work as well, or you don't like as much anymore. I think that's very common, certainly is happening to me. We would love to know in the comments down below, and if you have any the same as me, I would love to know that as well in the comments down below. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in a future video. Take care for now. Bye 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 bye.